Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Melon Patch. We're back here again with Talk of the Patch. Finally, after about a 3-4 week hiatus, we are finally back with your favorite talk show. We got a lot to talk about today. We don't have a guest per se. We do have someone returning that we have seen before. But before that, for those who don't know, who might be here for the first time, my name is Vagabond. You can follow me on Twitch at VagabondTV_. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple weeks for Melon Patch. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Like I said, we have a lot to talk about. So yeah, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome back to the Talk of the Patch, Son of Nell 1, featuring his roommate.
All right, guys, welcome. I'm so happy to be back. It's been a while. I wish I had the time to fill you in on all the crazy things I've been up to, especially here at school, but maybe we'll have to save that for another time. I'm hoping to be returning as long as I can, you know. But the reason Talk of the Patch has been sort of difficult for me is because when I moved to school, my internet just flat out barely works. Like, Rocket League is tough. Everything's tough. So, but we found the solution working with through Discord. Vagabond has been hosting while we're away. I've wanted to co-host anyway, so this is going to be really good for us. But yeah, I'm excited to be back, man. We got a lot to go over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially with some recent events that went down just 24 hours ago from now. So we are going to start off with some roster transactions. We did have a couple things change, so let's bring that up really quick.
Yeah, I got that up right now. So,
yeah.
I'll take it. We got Crenshaw crew, as all of you know that they'll probably be watching this a little bit. They added 2 new players, a new member of their main roster, Benjamin. And they have it's all in good terms. They've just moved on from him for a little bit, and they added a new sub, Jeremy, as well. So that's going to be they're going to be a very interesting team to watch. Sky High has played with Jeremy for a brief moment, and Jeremy's a kick-ass player, so I think he's going to be a really good addition to whatever team he joins. As for my team, Sky High Flyers, Dead Dry Bones has been released. That was a couple weeks ago. Again, nothing bad, just, you know, different things. We're always just moving on. You know how it works. Actually, and on this topic, Sky High Flyers is still looking for hosting tryouts the remainder of this week and next week. Today is March 24th, so we'll be hosting tryouts probably until the end of March, like just until the end of March. So if you're looking around the C2, C3 area, and you want to be a part of the Melon Patch on the Academy team, you know where to find us. You can just DM me. I'll slap my Discord in the chat in a little bit for anyone who wants to, and I'll put it on the YouTube video as well. Just slap a DM. I'll hit you up with the forms and everything. It's gonna be great. Got guys in Cantaloupe Coop still rocking. They haven't changed at all. They're still kicking ass. So we're still excited to watch them. We also have a couple new coaches. I'm proud to announce the coach for Sky High Flyers, Steve, formerly Stevo. And then we also have our boy Shadow as a freelance mechanics coach. So we welcome both of them as well.
Yeah, guys, staying on the topic of coaches, very, very, very soon, the Melon Patch will be opening up their website, and you'll be able to book a coach. It could be me, it could be Steve-O, it could be Shadow, it could be any of our coaches. We all have different rates. I know Chad of the Sky Flyers is going to be on there. We all coach at different rates. We all have different things that we do coach. As for me, I'm more of a positional and game sense coach. Someone like Shadow is going to be your mechanics coach. And just regarding coaching, if you guys are definitely, if you guys want, one-on-one coaching with a Rocket League coach who might have some experience, definitely keep an eye out on that website. It's coming soon. We do got to talk to Woos. I'm not really sure when it's going up, but it's coming along. And it's going to be very soon. Moving on, we have a new content creator here at the Melon Patch. His name is NFS AJ. He's a great guy. He's an Apex Legends content creator. You'd think we'd sign a Rocket League creator, but we did throw a little bit of a curveball and we decided to go with an Apex Legends guy. Guys, if you don't know NFS AJ, definitely go follow him on YouTube at NFS AJ on Twitch and YouTube. Definitely go drop him a follow, drop him a sub. We're always trying to grow everybody, especially our content creators. So that's what we have for there. And staying on Apex Legends, we do have a Apex Legends team, including NFS AJ, 2B is Legend, and Spooky, our graphics designer, are going to be competing in the spring circuit for IGL. Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot a roster transaction. I have joined the staff of the patch promotional team. I will be.
Can't forget yourself.
Yeah, I will be subbing for them for this circuit and the circuits going forward. I'm really excited. This is my first IGL circuit, so I'm very excited for that. So yeah, as for our transactions and acquisitions, I think that's all we have. Like Nell said, Sky High Flyer is currently looking for a third. So definitely DM him, Chad. Fill out that tryout form that's in the Melon Patch Discord. If you scroll all the way down in the text chats, it will be there. Definitely make sure that you get that filled out if you want to try out for a Melon Patch Academy team. Gat Guys did not challenge Crenshaw Crew, or did they and they lost? I'm not entirely sure.
They did challenge them. I don't think they got it scheduled in time, but I'm not 100% sure. I know they were having some troubles. That's the last I've heard of it. We're probably just gonna have to double check on that.
Okay, so
they still are the same.
Yeah, everything is the same from last time, from a couple weeks ago when the Sky Flyers fell to the Gat Guys in that challenge. Yeah, so moving on, Gods of the Patch.
Exciting stuff.
It's so exciting.
I want to know.
I don't have a date for you. I'm sorry.
I know. That's so sad. I was on Gods of the Patch, like in the notes and stuff. I was like, do we know yet? But no. I remember you and I co-casted a little bit of the last Gods of the Patch. I believe that's when I first joined Melon Patch. And that was a very exciting moment. So I'm hoping I get the chance to do that again. But we'll keep you guys updated on a date as the weeks go on.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Gods of the Patch is always a fun time. It always gets the community buzzing. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes open for that. An announcement should be coming soon. We actually, speaking of coming soon, we have another announcement coming tomorrow. So I can't really give you much details as to what that is, but it does involve our academy. So just guys, make sure that you guys are staying up to date with the Twitter, the YouTube, the Instagram, and the TikTok. Make sure that you guys are following and keeping up, because there's so much happening and so much going on here at the Melon Patch. You don't want to miss it. So let's kind of move away from Melon Patch. Let's go into pro esports just for a couple minutes. It's a crazy world out there right now, especially in the United States. Just with the pandemic and everything that's been going on. Nell, you had some thoughts on how you think just esports in general are going to be going forward, like how that's going to work.
Yeah, I did. I've been thinking about this a lot actually lately, just because, as someone who's been into esports for a while, me and I'm sure many other people, when the pandemic hit, it was just sort of like, oh, you're stuck inside, or maybe you can't work as much, and that's been really hard for some people. But a lot of people turned to gaming, whether it be, what we do, more competitive professional stuff, or just casual gaming. A lot of people picked up Rocket League. You know, the player base has just absolutely skyrocketed
Right.
since free to play, but also the pandemic, because everyone's just indoors. They have more time. And I'm just really excited to see, like, because you know the history of lands has always been, it's been so exciting. You know, the classic, like, this is Rocket League. Like, we wouldn't have that without lands. You know, so I just hope that when things go back to some semblance of normal, at least in the United States, that we can have some of those things again to watch the top level play, you know, in person and have those big events again, because that's just very exciting for me.
Right. I remember when the pandemic started, I was actually working with the New York Islanders, and I got to see, my favorite hockey team growing up play from a new point of view, from a production point of view, and I'm at every game, and when COVID started like becoming, news, we were just like, eh. Like nobody was really worried about it, and then it got really bad, and then all of a sudden the NCAA canceled March Madness, and we're like, wait. That's all, like, like classic Tim the Tap Man, just wait. And then I'm sitting at home and I'm like, oh no, like, because I had put in my 2 weeks with the Islanders because I knew I was moving to Florida, and my 2 weeks, like, I scheduled it so that I would have one last game the day before I went to Florida, and that game actually got canceled, and it sucked. Yeah, it was supposed to be. It was March 23rd was the date of the game, and I moved to Florida on the 25th. I was gonna go on the 24th, but something came up, and I had to stay for another day. But I was gonna go to it was the March 23rd, so a year ago yesterday was when the NHL shut its doors, or the Islanders in specific, because I knew the Columbus Blue Jackets canceled the day before, and yeah, so it was supposed to be against the Calgary Flames in Brooklyn, and
damn, I'm not far from Brooklyn right now, actually.
yeah, it sucked, definitely, having to leave my job without actually getting to say a proper goodbye to everybody, and so I'm here in Florida. I'm still working with the Florida Everblades. The
Had to take care of that real quick. We're good.
But yeah, I'm working here with the Florida Everblades now. They're an ECHL team. If you go up the minor to majors chain, you'll find the Nashville Predators up there. So yeah, that's the pandemic's been hard. Yep. It really has been, especially for sports. Yeah. People who work in sports. I know, obviously, working with a sports team, I know plenty of people who work full time with the New York Islanders. That's their 9 to 5. That's their night and day, and they were out of work from March into August.
Yeah, man, that's been a story heard around the world this past year. And people who are into esports, we've been lucky enough, where a lot of it can be done online. But yeah, as a football fan, I was worried about the NFL season. Luckily, that ended up being done in a safe, productive way for the most part.
Right.
But yeah, just with jobs and everything, even outside of sports, it's been crazy. So it's nice to have, some form of hope to look forward to, things opening back up slowly, vaccines coming out, all that stuff. So
right.
I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think people are starting to, like, kind of get it now, like, in terms of, like, okay, we have a vaccine, still stay safe, and I know a bunch of people who have been getting vaccinated in New York, especially.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are younger than me who can get vaccinated, but here in Florida, you have to be over a certain age. So, but that's
New
good.
York's kicking butt right now.
Yeah, New York's doing very well. But anyway, let's see, what else do we have on the cards here?
We do have the big announcement. I don't know if you want to save that for later or if you want to just throw it in.
I
don't know
think
what you want to do. That's
let's talk about the Kennel Coop for a second. They have been playing absolutely out of their minds lately, and they did just play in the grid quals. However, they were eliminated by the number 50 seed, I believe. And for those who don't know, like, if you can't really gauge how good a 50 seed really is compared to where Cantaloupe Coop was, which in the 100s or 200s, our main roster was number 51, and Cantaloupe Coop had to play 50. So that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That just leads in with the whole I said IGL, the whole, grid stuff is kind of scuffed right now. We can get into that a little bit as well.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure how it works.
I think it's like there were 3 divisions in the grid, and then they wanted to, they being like the admins or the people who run the grid, they wanted to tighten up the competition. So what they did is that they eliminated the 3rd tier. Excuse me, and everybody who was in tier 3 got moved up to tier 2. So let's say Melon Patch is, and tier 2 or tier 3 was anybody from gold to a certain MMR, which I think was like 1700. And let's say Melon Patch was the number 1 seed of tier 3, or tier 2, excuse me. And, now in quals, they have to play the lowest seed of tier 2 instead of, or they would have had to play the bottom seed of tier 2. Instead of that being a 1700 team, that could be a diamond team. That could be a Sky High Flyers. That could be a GAT guys, That's just not something that's not feasible. So the way they went about it was terrible. They kind of I think they were just trying to weed out the lower ranked teams. But the way they went about it was not very good, and it kind of not like crushed the spirits, but like kind of hurt the confidence of a lot of teams who might have been in that lower half of tier 3 and just trying to climb their way, trying to grind, and because you could queue the grid at any time as long as there's another team in that division queued up as well. So I don't know. It was kind of BS the way they went about it. I didn't like it. It's not a good look for professional Rocket League.
So yeah, the ranking system, like you said before, they wanted to tighten the competition. The people that, up higher ups in Psionics wanted to tighten the competition, and they did that with the ranking system as well as the grid, where they had the rank reset 2 seasons ago. And like that's really hard when you're someone, who's sort of in the middle somewhere, or like high middle, like really trying to grind, get that GC. And then not only do they add 3 new ranks ahead of you, but they knock your MMR down just because. When season 1 started, I got knocked down like 50 MMR, which isn't the end of the world, but it's just like it's such a blow, and then you have to work your way back up and play with people who aren't quite at your rank. And I think they're trying too hard to tighten the competition with something that is already very competitive, and there's already such a small number of people at the top that I'm not sure that's even necessary to do. I think they're just trying too hard, but that's just my own opinion.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, because it's not like half the player base was a GC. Like the Grand Champ before season 1 was the top 1%. It was There's no way around it. And
even less. Oh my god, less than 1%.
Yeah, because I think Diamond 2 was the top 6% of all players in Rocket League. Like everybody, I want you guys to think about that for a second. I looked this up on the tracker, on Rocket League Tracker. Diamond 2 to Diamond 3 was the top 6 to 7% of players through all of season 14. And now what they did is that, like you said, they knocked everybody down to try and lift Supersonic Legend on this pedestal that it didn't need to be lifted up on. because Supersonic Legend is the top 0.3% of players. That's that's your Lethemirs. That's your you don't just get Supersonic Legend from grinding. You get Supersonic Legend because you're naturally gifted and you're just amazing at the game. You don't,
you're already at Supersonic Legend. Like you don't really, you have to. I mean, yes, you have to work for it, but like you're gonna automatically get those games just because of the quality of your gameplay.
Right. It was such like it was. They went about it terribly because you don't need to separate GC and Champ so much when there's a new top rank. I could have understood it in season 14, like 13 to 14, when they were like, all right, we kind of need to separate Champ and Grand Champ, but now you don't need to. Like, there was no point in kind of making it so hard to get your rank back. And like you said, if you got your rank back and you waited like, I don't know, 2 days and everybody kind of caught up, you were playing with people 3-4 ranks below you at that point.
Oh, that was
and
we'll tell you, Vagabond, I was furious. I was so mad when that happened. Real quick, I ended season was 15 or the last season
14.
The epic reset 14. I ended that season at the bottom of Champ 2. I won 7 of my 10 placements when they reset the ranks, and I placed Champ 1, Div 1. And then I lost like 3 games in a row because I was so mad. Right back into Diamond, which I hadn't been Diamond in years, and there I was. And like that is just so like heartbreaking just to see. And then you're playing, and then you queue with people, and you see the season 14 Grand Champ title in Diamond.
Yeah,
you're like, what the hell? So
I remember when the season 14 ended. I was Diamond 3 I was Diamond 3 Division 3. I remember it specifically. And I was trying to get into Champ, but I just couldn't get there. But when the season reset, I like you won 7. I won 6 out of my 10 placement matches, and I got Plat 2. And I was like, what? Oh. I was just kind of like blown away by just how low I was. And then I think something happened and I couldn't play for a couple days, and then I come back and my teammates are actual plats because everybody kind of got adjusted to the new ranks. Like my teammates and the people I was playing against were actual platinum players. Granted, a little easy, but it was just such a blow.
It's a give or take.
Yeah, so it's like, I was able, luckily, to carry myself out of Plat fairly quickly after a couple days, but it was so weird. I was like, why did I get Plat 2 when I finished the season at Diamond 3 and I won more than half of my placement matches? I feel like if you win half your placement matches, you should just get the same rank you got.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how it should work. Unless there's like a I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about rank resets in general. Because did it really even everything out that much? Because I'm in Champ 2 now, Champ 3-ish, and I'm playing against people who are still GC. And so now I bet you if I was playing at the level that I'm playing at now, because I have improved, if I was playing at the level I'm playing at right now, back in season 14, like I'm in GC. I guarantee you. Like, granted, low GC, but still.
Right.
And it's just like, why crush the spirits of the player base that you're trying to build?
I think they overcompensated for the free-to-play players in a way because I think they were trying to compensate for them because I don't think they wanted gold and silver to be as big as they thought it was going to be. But if you look it up, gold 3 to platinum 2 is the average player. Like that's right in the middle of the pack. Like that's an average player. And you look at when we're surrounded by champs and our main roster, and and Crenshaw and Sky High, like we're all champion, or they're all. I'm still Diamond. They're all champion players. So we're, you guys are way ahead of the curve, like way ahead of the average player. Granted, the average player rank.
Forget about that.
Yeah, the average player rank probably dropped. I didn't really look too much into this. The average player rank probably dropped when the new season came out, just because there were so many new players that have no idea how to play the game. So I'm sure like the median dropped just because everybody sucks. Everybody that's new sucks. Which
right, because this game is impossible to like just pick up, like that. You gotta really grind at it.
Yeah, I remember a couple of my friends who are free to play players are like, how do I get to champ? I'm like, dude, relax.
Yeah, you got a long way to go, man.
And this is a question for everybody. Why does every free to play player under the age of 17 need a Fennec? They need a Fennec. They're like, hey, got any more Fennecs, bro? Like, I don't get it. They are obsessed with having a Fennec. The amount of times I have been streaming, whether it's an IGL cast, I have been approaching an Apex Legends stream, I have been approaching a normal stream. They're like, hey, you got a Fennec? And I'm like, yeah, I got a Fennec. They're like, can I have it? No, get out. Like, why does every free-to-play player need a Fennec?
Dude, I can't believe I actually relate to this, because when I was streaming, I had a couple of regulars in my stream who were, great kids and everything, but they would just ask me, you want to trade? You got a Fennec blueprints? Can I have your Crimson Fennec? No. No. Just get your own Fennec. Why do you want one so much? Why is everyone asking for it?
Like, I don't...
Like, yeah, it's a fine car, but whatever.
I mean, I use the Fennec a lot. I use mainly the Fennec and the Dominus, but it's like, I don't understand why... First of all, I don't understand why it's so hard to get a Fennec. Like, Rocket League made it so...
for a while. It was for a while.
Okay, and I think you can just kind of buy one now off of some site.
There's enough trading sites out there where you can probably find one pretty easily, but for a while they didn't really have them in the item shop or anything. They've put a couple through the item shops now and through drops recently, so that they're probably a little more out there.
Right.
But it's so funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know why it is. I have no answers for you.
It's so irritating. I think in the last 4 or 5 IGL streams, most of them I've had at least one person ask me for a Fennec. And it's like one.
I will now be in your IGL stream. Stream
bro.
Asking you for a Fennec.
It's like I'm not even playing. I'm casting.
Yeah, like take a hint, bro.
If you're a free-to-play player and you see this, stop begging for a Fennec. Go trade for one, please.
Yeah, we're talking directly to you.
Like, if you're offended by this, it's probably because you have gone into a Rocket League streamer's chat and asked them for a Fennec, and you got the game in September of 2020.
Yep.
That is 100% why you're offended by this, because this is... Oh my god. It's terrible.
Oh, I love that.
Alright, so moving on. I'm glad I got that out. That is our main roster, Surreal, Osmo, and Bumpin'. I actually have some information on Bumpin'. Let me pull it up really quick, and I actually might just take 1 second. Nell, if you got any thoughts on the main roster, please let them go.
Oh, I have some thoughts, let me tell you. So, sadly, because of my internet, I wasn't able to watch that montage right now, because I can't be in a Discord call and watch YouTube at the same time. Oh,
God forbid.
But I got the privilege of watching them play. I know, God forbid. I got the privilege of watching them play recently, and they have my dream. Like my teammate Chad and I, they have our dream play style. It is aside from that, I'm getting ahead of myself. They're incredible. Like, they deserve a lot of attention. Like, I'm not even talking bias here with Melon Patch. I just mean them as 3 Rocket League players. They deserve some attention. But their play style is so methodical and so precise and I mean, the mechanics are always going to be there, but it's more like the flow that they have around the field and the way that you can see that they're talking to each other as they're playing. It's just like, it's beautiful. As someone who that is what I'm reaching for. It's so amazing to watch. They're just a very synergistic team to watch. So definitely keep your eye on them, everyone, for some crazy stuff that they're going to be in.
Right. Just some. I got some information on Osmo. We're gonna focus on him today. He was definitely the fan favorite in the RLCS watch party. We'll actually get to that in a second as well. Osmo, he started with Neskov and Santana, just some notable names in the Latin part of Rocket League in Latin America. They reached top 24 in the Spring Series in 2019, and he was a sub for Infinite Shots was the name of the team, and then he moved to their sub spot, and they made RLCS. Like they got there, but they were unfortunately eliminated in the first round. I'm not sure by who, but they did really get there. Osmo's a legit player. He actually ended up also playing with JD and QWOPs, another 2 notable names. They made top 8. They made it to day 4, and but unfortunately they were eliminated from that. And that actually brings us to teaming with Bumpin' and Surreal. Again, they have only been together for a month, and we have already seen some insane stuff from them. They recently won their Frost Esports monthly tournament. I'm not sure how much they won. I think it was just a quick $100 tournament. But they
100,
yeah, they took that tournament in convincing fashion. It was not a real contest for them. They ran through that tournament like it was an open field. It was crazy. And then we moved to the very next event for them, grid qualifications.
Like the next day, right?
The next day, they played in the grid qualifications, and they made it through round one, and unfortunately had the anti-privilege of running into Team Continuum with Kernovi, and they ran into Kernovi in the second round, and unfortunately Kernovi is Kernovi, and he and they fell 3-1 in the series. Oh no, 2-1 in the series. It was best of 3 at the time, and in game 1 they had them against the ropes, and Kernovi slotted a goal with 0 seconds on the board to force overtime and eventually scored that overtime winner. And we wanted them so bad to see them again, and they almost did, because they made a loser's bracket run all the way to the top 24 and unfortunately fell to Parabellum Esports. Out of all the teams they could have run into, they ran into Parabellum Esports, very good friends of the Melon Patch, and it was so unfortunate watching them go down in 4 games to them. But you know what? What that showed us is how good this team is. They've been together for a month and make top 24 NA. And, you know, they're going to regroup and re-up this weekend. So, definitely stay tuned. And I believe Wanda Mike's team and Kernovi's team are the only 2 teams to qualify so far. And that's saying a lot, you know. Even if it's 1 game, holding Kernovi's team to 1 goal, you know, during a or 2 goals rather, during a game, almost shutting them out. But Kernovi is just he's got a Mamba mentality, man. Just when his team's down and it's clutch time, and he's a different player. He really is. Yeah. There's a reason he's a champion, but he's really a different player when the lights are on and time is running out. It's something else. So
hey, that's what makes and breaks them, man. That's the big difference maker right there.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. So yeah, they made it to day 3 or to day 2, excuse me. Almost made it to day 3. I think if they were to take out Parabellum, they would have gotten to Seoul. Team Seoul was the next challenge for them, and that would have been absolutely insane. If they beat Seoul, then they got to Continuum in day 4. But yeah, guys, keep a lookout for this main roster, man. We got some keepers here. They're going to be real good for us.
So excited.
Yeah, they are going to be so good for us. We can't wait. We're so excited. Like, there's been just the Melon Patch server in general has been absolutely on fire. Like, there's just always been a little rumble. Like, when's this main roster coming? Who's going to be on the main roster? And then they sign 3 guys who have never played together, and then they make a top 24 lower bracket run. It's absolutely nuts.
In the first month.
Yeah, so think about just, guys, stay up to date on the TikTok, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the YouTube, and here on Twitch. Everything is going to be Melon Patch Gaming, except for Twitter. It's Melon Patch Gaming without a G at the end. So I'm not really sure what else we can talk about. Let's take a look here.
I mean, there's always next week, my guy, and the weeks following. I'm hoping to come back. I'm hoping we both can come back. It's a crazy time right now, but
yeah, guys, we're
love, talking about all this stuff. So
we're gonna have a guest next week. We had so much to talk about this week that we didn't feel we really needed one. I'm hoping we could get one of the main roster players on here. Actually, I'm sorry. One more thing. Keep an eye out for Melon Patch Media Day, where we're all gonna meet the main roster, and hopefully they'll sign some profiles, and you'll get to talk to them, ask them a couple questions. Definitely keep a lookout on the Melon Patch Twitter. That's where that will be. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Follow us on all socials. I believe that's going to be it from me and Nell. Nell, do you have any closing thoughts?
I mean, you summed it up pretty well. Just keep on the socials, keep up with Melon Patch. We're really starting to grow right now, and it's really exciting. But yeah, I'm happy to be back, guys. I've missed doing this, and I've missed being this part of the community. So I'm looking forward to the future. That's all I got.